Oh my god, you guys. I am so excited right now to be filming in a natural light setup. I was actually sitting around doing some writing for a bunch of videos I need to film tomorrow. I got a wild hair at my butt and I decided to mess around in my house and find a good place to film some natural light tutorials. I am so tired of the backdrops and the friggin' studio light, so this is probably gonna be the vibe for a while. I hope you guys are down to clown. I'm gonna start by moisturizing my skin. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and I broke my nail this morning, so this ugly band-aid is gonna be in the video the whole time. Every time I do my moisturizer, I kind of give myself a little bit of a facial massage. You guys know I like to facial roll, but if I don't have time to do that, I will just make sure that when I'm applying my face cream, I am working on kind of moving the lymphatic drainage up and away, or excuse me, down and away from my face. It helps with some puffiness. And then I will make sure to rub everything up. It just kind of wakes up the skin a little bit. Once again, helps with puffiness. And my skin turns really, really red when I touch it, so don't be alarmed by the fact that my skin is really pink now. Okay, so the look that I'm doing today, I really just wanted to try and do something that is pretty and a little bit glamorous, but a little more on the natural side, because I have definitely told you guys many times in videos past that, believe it or not, most of the makeup that you see on YouTube and Instagram does not in fact look good in real life. I also told you guys that a big reason why I wasn't doing more natural looks is because my setup was not conducive to it, and as I said in the intro, now it is. So I feel like the whole vibe is about to change on my channel. I'm going to try to do a lot more beautiful, clean makeup, the type of makeup I actually really like to look at. So your Nikki Wolf, your Patrick Ta, your Hung Van Gogh, all of those really pretty real life looks that still are glamorous and like almost red carpet ready, but don't look like Instagram-ish. I am so over that entire vibe, like the Instagram baddie vibe, the Kardashian vibe, I don't know. I'm not into that at all. I feel like my whole vibe and like style as a whole has just completely changed this year, and thank God, because it was not cute for a while. All I'm doing is running some IT Cosmetics Transforming Taupe. What is it called? The Brow Powder Universal Transforming Taupe. It's pretty much the only brow powder I use. I think that anyone could use it so long as they're not maybe very, very cool toned, like a very like blue black hair color or a vibrant red. You could probably use this brow powder. And then I take the Benefit Gimme Brow and I focus most of it on the tail. You know what? I wasn't going to do brows first. I don't know why I just did this. It is such my habit when I sit down to film. I'm like a robot. After I do that, excuse me, after I do that, I always take the Urban Decay Brow Endowed and I take the primer side. I'm on a one-woman mission to get them to make this primer individual. Like, just sell the primer because I will buy all of it. Okay, so I've got moisturizer on. I'm actually going to take a little bit of the Urban Decay The Slick makeup setting spray. It's for oil control because I want to powder very little today. And the weather is just dry enough that I shouldn't produce a whole lot of excess oil, and I don't want to apply a lot of thick, gloopy powder and primer, so I'm going to apply this onto my skin while I have nothing on it. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of the Smashbox Minimize Pores Primer and just press this in the areas of my skin that I have a little bit more texture. This also will once again kind of help further mattify the skin. I feel like as I'm getting older, I am getting more oily somehow. It's kind of bizarre. This little band-aid finger is going to drive me nuts when I go to edit. I already know it. For foundation today, I'm going to mix the MAC Face and Body with the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. I don't know if either of these are my ideal color, so I'm just going to hope that by mixing this one together, which is more yellow, and this one together, which is more neutral, I will get a color that is somewhat my shade. But that's what I'm working with today. I've been getting a lot of questions about what my plans are for when my no-buy ends. And basically the plan right now is that I'm probably going to buy some makeup either to replace items I am running out of or to replace items that I plan on purging and getting rid of, because through the act of not buying any new makeup this year, I have really figured out what my preferred makeup style, makeup products, all that good stuff actually are. And so much of what I have now is in no way, shape, or form in line with that. To apply my foundation, I'm going to use the Wayne Goss number 13 brush. And I'm just going to really buff this into the skin. But yeah, I'm trying to get a feel for more natural looking skin-like products. I'm just not, I've said it 100 times, I'm just not into the heavy look anymore. And especially now that I don't have to film in a environment that requires me to apply much heavier makeup, I really think I'm gonna chill on it, because I don't know if it's a byproduct of getting older or your tastes change and get a little more refined and sophisticated or whatever, but I just don't like a heavy look. I think it looks ridiculous now. After I get this particular type of foundation on with my brush, I tend to go in with my hands and just blend it out a little better, because the product is so thin. Like MAC Face and Body is mostly water, and I think that the Light Wonder is as well. So a brush kind of gives it like a streaky effect, and a sponge is probably just going to absorb most of it. So I just kind of use the warmth of my fingers to move it around and get it blended the way I want it to be. So I'm going to let this sit and hang out on my skin and dry so that I don't have to apply a lot of powder, and I'm going to move on to finishing my brows and starting on my eyes a little bit. I'm just going to take the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Creme Brulee and just lightly carve out under my brow. I feel like doing this just kind of finishes the brow, helps it look a little more polished. I have a lot of discoloration in my eyelid as well. My daughter has it too. I can just see like a lot of the veins and kind of under things in my eyelid, so I do tend to kind of conceal my brow pretty heavily. Or excuse me, my eyelid pretty heavily. And then it also gives kind of like an instant brow highlight, so I don't have to go in and do some frosty thing, which I'm not a big fan of anyway, but I really don't want today. I want something really kind of pretty and minimal. To prime my lid, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin in the color Light. So I don't want to do a lot of eyeshadow today. I'm going to use eyeliner to kind of create my shape, and I want to use as much powder to do that as possible, eyeshadow that is, as opposed to like a liquid liner or something super harsh. The problem is I have oily eyelids as I have oily everything. So the way that I have to approach a situation like that is to set my eyelid really, really well. Otherwise, the eyeliner powder will just kind of transfer all over my effing eye. It's so annoying. So I am setting that eyelid within an inch of its life today. God, this foundation is so pretty. It like makes no sense. I'm so jealous of people who don't have to powder their skin. Like I absolutely have to. It's so annoying. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of bronzer, load up an eyeshadow brush, tap off the excess, and the only real shape I'm going to create is in this outer corner. I'm not going to do a whole lot more. I'm going to softly feather it up and over, but really keeping this nice and low. I want to stop fighting my natural eye shape so much. Like, I mean, I can bust out some crazy eye looks that can almost completely transform the way my face looks. Mostly my eyes, because I've just always been super jealous of people who have really big, beautiful, bright eyes. I don't have that, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna learn to rock with it a little more. So I'm not trying to create a different shape. I'm not trying to exaggerate anything. I just want to put a little shadow here in the crease to give a slight bit of definition. Oh, really quick, I kind of forgot about this. I apply that Urban Decay Brow Primer, let it dry for a little bit, and then I take another eyebrow gel. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Supermodel Brows, and I just cover up that primer, because the primer fairly translucent, but it does have a slight white cast. Plus, I feel like adding this particular brow gel on top of the primer, it just kind of fluffs up those brows even more and makes them really fuzzy and real looking, which is the vibe I have been into for a few years now. So glad those fugly Instagram brows are like dying and dead. So taking Costa Riche Eye Cult from MAC, I am going to sharpen this bad boy up nice and pointy. This might be kind of hard to do on camera because I need to get up in my mirror's butt. So I'm looking down in a mirror and I'm gonna pull my eye taut and really wiggle this eyeliner in the outer corner. I hope I'm in frame. I have no idea if I am. Look, I'm trying to get in between those lashes. And then immediately I'm gonna take an angled brush and start smudging. So I'm gonna slowly build this up to the intensity and the length that I want it to be. I'm gonna take NARS Coconut Grove eyeshadow on that brush and just extend that a little bit. So do you see this wing I have? Like, it's soft, it's not too big, it's not too small. If you don't want it to even be this deep or harsh or whatever, you can take a smaller brush and just start blending it out. I just want something to give a little bit of a shape and a definition. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy, but I am going to take a little bit of a smaller brush and a slightly deeper color than I used in my crease. In this case, I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm going to use the color Mocha. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of this shadow right here, just in this outer corner. Blend it out. I'm going to take a black eyeliner and start running this on the underside of my eyes to tightline, because when I curl my lashes, you can see this part of my eye for some reason, like really well. I really think my favorite makeup or beauty discovery for the year of 2019 has been Revitalash. I can't believe how well it works. Like, I had absolutely nothing by way of lash for the longest time, and now, like, I do. It's wild. For mascara, I'm going to apply Full Fat Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. So these are the Ann Lee lashes from Eylure. I was trying to find a lash that was like the right length, the right density. I don't know if this is it. I am on a hunt for the perfect lash right now. It's not going very well. This one is okay, but the band is so cumbersome. Like, I'm trying to get it to fit my eye where I want it to fit it, and it won't. Like most lashes, you can kind of mess with them and get them to turn up a little bit. Turn up, and this one doesn't want to. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna turn the camera off and do my other lash, and then I will come right back. Or my other eye, rather, because there's nothing going on here, but yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take the Becca Backlight Priming, no, the Backlight, what is this called? The Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I'm gonna pop a little bit of this underneath my eye in the inner corner. Slightly blend it out. For contour, I am, as always, using my Fenty matchsticks. I'm just going to warm them up on the back of my hand. I always do this because I do like this formula, but it can be a little stiff if you don't let it get nice and juicy. And to apply it, I'm taking a Smith 115 brush, just kind of getting it on there. And I'm mostly going to be working with the edge of the brush. For concealer, I'm using Custard and Ginger from NARS. I'm going to try blending it out with a brush because I was watching Nikki Makeup on Instagram yesterday. That's kind of what inspired this whole look, or this whole vibe. Is I'm just so obsessed with her work and her style. It's like unreal and beautiful, and she always blends concealer out with a brush. I don't know if that's in the interest of trying to use less product. The crappy thing is, I have to use concealer, man. My under eye circles are not here to play. They are so intense. I don't know what's going on. Like, I didn't used to have them, and then one day it was like, welcome to the party, Whitney. This is what everybody else is always complaining about. Now you get to complain about it too. I did not always have under eye circles. I also feel like the fine lines underneath my eyes showed up in a similar fashion. They just weren't there one day, and then they were. I'm going to apply some of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Really quickly, before something bad happens, I'm going to set underneath my eyes using the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydro Powder. Once again, I was watching Nikki Makeup last night, and she uses this all the time, and I've had it for years, and I just never pull for it for some unknown reason. So all the areas that I get oily, which is in my T-zone, for blush, I'm actually going to use a liquid lipstick. This is the Pixie Liquid Lipstick in Really Rose. I'm just going to put a little on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of it on a brush. Probably should have done it before I powdered. I don't know why I didn't. Under the lashes, I'm just going to take a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to apply this under the lashes. I'm going to keep most of it on the outer corner though. I really like my makeup today. And then taking a really small little brush, I'm going to take some Coconut Grove. Half the time I do my makeup, I swear all I'm doing is looking for stuff that I just had in my hand. It's so annoying. I'm just going to run this under here and kind of connect it to that little line I created. So I wish these lashes would like turn up just a little bit. This is a problem I have with like most lashes, and it's because I have hooded eyes and my eye hoods are like protruding and pushing it down. Do you guys know when I did that hooded eye video, there was like 20 people in the comments being like, shit, I've had hooded eyes. I've been a makeup artist for years. I've studied professionally. I've looked at my face. I have friggin' hooded eyes. They may not be more hooded than your eyes, but because I have a fat pocket where my crease is that pushes my eyelid down, I in fact do have hooded eyes. I don't know what to tell you. Every time I got one of those comments, I was just like, who is you? Like, who is you? For bronzer, I'm going to mix Hourglass and Becca Capri Coast together. I get a lot of questions about how my bronzer looks like not painted on, or I don't have a bronzer beard on my forehead, and like how I do it. One thing you guys don't see me do on camera a lot, when I finish my makeup, I go in with this brush right here. This is the Hourglass, excuse me, the Wayne Goss airbrush. It's just this really soft, flimsy brush. It always has a little bit of powder on it, and I just sit here and blend and blend and blend. Like a lot of times when you guys see me on camera running a brush over my face, I am not adding anything. I am just blending. And this brush is perfect for that because it doesn't disturb any of the product that I have on underneath it. I'm gonna pop some Pixie Lower Lash Mascara on my lower lashes. I'm going to buff some of my Hourglass Dim Light Powder lightly all over the skin. For highlighter, I'm gonna take this Hourglass Ambient Edit Unlocked blah 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 palette, and I'm gonna mix the Super Frosty highlighter in the corner with just any one of these finishing powders, because you guys know I don't like frosty looking stuff. I hope this makeup looks as good on camera as it does in person, because in person I'm like, my husband needs to take me somewhere. I look cute. Alright guys, I'm gonna turn the camera off and do my hair really quick, and I will be right back. For lips, I'm gonna line using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. For lipstick, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. For lip gloss, I'm using Buxom Dolly. Alright, you guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know how well it's reading on camera. In real life, it is super natural looking. You can still see like my freckles through the foundation. I'm not used to seeing myself in this kind of a look. Usually I'm doing a lot more by way of lash and eye makeup, and I don't hate it like this. I'm gonna try to start doing more looks like this because I feel like in general they're much more flattering, they're much more attainable and realistic for you guys. So I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you think. Make sure you check the down bar for links to all my social media platforms. And as always, thank you so much to the patrons. November content was a little late getting up this month because I went to Georgia for my sister's wedding. I was there for 6 days. I came home, I was wicked sick for like another 6 days. I'm just now getting back into the swing of things, and that's why I wanted to try a new setup, because I feel like now that I'm ready to get back to work, I wanted to do something different. You'll have to let me know what you think about this. There's a few other places in my house that I tested out a natural light setting, and I think this is the way to go. I'm so sick of that backdrop. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I don't know if I already said that, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!